Now, what we're going to get into on this film review, we're going to take a look at the 4 Broncos forced turnovers. Then we're going to take a look at some of the big plays that they gave up here. Now, I think in this one, out of the empty, the Broncos here on second down, I feel like they're playing a little bit of cover 2 here. And Michael Ojemudia, he's playing off, right? You have a 2-high safety look initially, Parnell Motley up at the top here. But then you're going to see a 3-by-2 out of the empty, right? 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. But look at the inside backer splits, right? They have vacated the middle. They're not in their normal 30 or 40 alignment. They are lined up inside the apex of Darren Waller. Josie Jewell's lined up inside number 3 right here. And then you have delta coverage over the top. And right here, this kind of seems delta coverage, right? The triangle. Now, what's going to happen here is Darren Waller's going to run an out cut right here. Devontae Booker's going to run vertical up the seam here. And right here, Michael Ojemudia, he's going to play a little bit of a squat tech. As soon as he comes up here, he's going to hedge and then break on the short stuff while Kareem gets over the top. So I want you guys to watch this. This could be cloud coverage essentially, because when we look at this side here, you have so many receiving threats. It's going to be hard to play a cover 2 because then they can have a vertical threat, and then the middle of the field becomes a target point. So what's going to happen is this is likely cloud coverage on the top of your screen, and then you cover 3, bam, and then you're going to have obviously over the top, and then curl to flat, bam, middle hook curl right there. Bam, right here. Now watch Michael Ojemudia deliver the blow, right? Because he's letting him off. He plays it short. He's going to be over the top. If that was an area, we'd call that a cover 2 throw if Derek Carr threw it there. Pop on one of the best NFL tight ends right now in the game. Broncos, one of their first forced turnovers of 4 in this game. And I want you guys to just watch Derek Carr. He understands things. He's a smart quarterback, man. I tell you what, he needs a little bit more respect in the National Football League, but the Broncos are playing their interior D linemen in double threes right here. Malik Reed, Jeremiah Tauchu, obviously no Bradley Chubb, right? So we have to, against empty, we have to play the inside of the receiving threats altogether. And that's exactly what Josie Jewell and Alexander Johnson do right here. If Waller were to come inside, Alexander Johnson's in great position. He's got help, though. This is where Alexander Johnson would give an out call. Out, because Michael Ojemudia is going to be playing that curl to flat. And so right there, you see that window? Bam! Nice shoulder stick. I mean, that was a big-time blow by Michael Ojemudia. Justin Simmons is going to come away with an interception right here on this play, folks. The Broncos, they're in man coverage. You got man coverage right here. Alexander Johnson, he's showing blitz, but realistically, he's playing man on the running back, especially if he leaks out for a pass. Will Parks right here on Darren Waller. Man coverage here, and also Elijah Holder, man coverage on Jason Witten. Jason Witten's a freaking decoy, man. That guy is just a dinosaur, an old-ass dinosaur. No idea why the Raiders even have him in. Look, I get he's a veteran guy, but he really adds no value to the offense. Now you're going to see a short motion right here. You're going to see a little bit of a zig route backside by Henry Ruggs. You're going to have a release right here by Jason Witten where he's just a decoy guy coming across the field. Vertical release on the outside. And then Darren Waller, he's your target guy here because he's the intended target on the play. Good job by Will Parks initially. Then he's going to get a cross right here. Derek Carr's going to throw a little high and tight. Justin Simmons, this is tip drill, folks. I love tip drill. This is why defensive back coaches work on it all the time. If you ever played DB, you know your coach he did that with you too, right? This should be a completion here by Waller. I don't know what happens here. I don't know if it's a little high. I don't know if it just goes off the fingertips, but his size and physicality gets a little bit of separation from Will Parks. Tip drill. Justin Simmons gets the INT on the play here. In this game where Denver came away with 4 turnovers, it's a wonder that they only convert 10 points off of 4 turnovers. That right there is just I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's frustrating. That's where the Broncos offense has to be more consistent. But look at the separation here. Carr delivers a nice throw right here. And now let's take a look at the trajectory. Here's the football, right? It's crazy that with how blurry it is, we can still see it. I love technology, folks. Bam. Right off the fingertips, into the hands of Justin Simmons. Career high year for him. 5 picks on the season. Broncos got to pay that man. Motion, a lot of the times, folks, is just window dressing, right? I know it's appealing. Oh, my God, he's using motion, right? But here's the deal. It's just window dressing. It's a distraction in most cases. So out of this formation right here, Carr under center, what's going to happen is they're going to motion Hunter Renfrow across, and as soon as the ball snapped, Darren Waller's going to be a backside comeback blocker here, fake the inside handoff to the running back, and then Henry Ruggs is going to get it on the end around right here. I'm going to show you the play here, and I want you guys to ultimately keep an eye on Parnell Motley right here. Michael Ojemudia is going to force the fumble, but keep an eye. We're going to come back to Parnell Motley in a moment. Okay, so watch. There's the motion right there. Here comes the backside, right? Boom, backside here, backside fill, end around right here. This should be a big-time play, but there is a great effort play right here by Parnell Motley. We're going to show it again coming up here in just a moment. He stops Ruggs initially, then bam! Michael O.J. Moody lowers the shoulder into the ball and knocks Henry Ruggs out of the game. Obviously, hopefully Henry Ruggs is okay. That, you never want to see guys like that take a shot, but right there with Parnell Motley, that backside pursuit was everything here on this play. Love the intangibles that this kid has. He could be a Vic Fangio style of defensive back. He's got the tools to do it. He was an undrafted rookie free agent. He's got some tools. There's a lot he's got to improve on. But I want you guys to watch on the screen right here. Here's the backside motion. Bam. Here is Parnell Motley right here. He sees his initial guy that he had in man coverage. He's going this way. So he is tracking it down the line, folks. He's not going to take an angle here because he can still chase it. He's going to attack it right here, and he's going to make this play. He's going to make this play possible. He prohibits a big-time run up the sideline by Ruggs because of the fact that he's going to chase this. Great trail technique, great leverage right here by Michael Ejimudi. Punching, keeping his outside hand free. He's going to step up and deliver the blow here. That's a good job altogether by the Broncos defense. It's all about high effort plays. High effort plays lead to big time play production from some of these guys that you have no idea what they could bring to the table. The Broncos defense coming away with their fourth takeaway of the game here, folks. Keep an eye on Nelson Aguilar. Okay, the Broncos, they're showing their too high safety look. Justin Simmons is going to drop back. Kareem Jackson is going to play on the interior right here. Nelson Aguilar, he's just going to run a deep over, and Kareem Jackson's just going to jump this play perfectly. He reads it the whole way. Carr never takes his eyes off of Nelson Aguilar. You guys can see it right here. We'll show you here from the other angle. But they're showing that creeping look, right? Because Michael Ejimudi, he's playing back. Now, in my opinion, I think Michael Ejimudi right here, his body is level. I think he's too high in his back pedal, right? You want to have low leverage. He's too high because if this guy goes past him, he's screwed. So we talk about cushion, adjusting to it. He's going to see the over route right here. He's reading his eyes the entire time. So he's going to break. Bam, he's going to break. And it's going to be an interception here by Kareem Jackson. I tell you what, folks, the Broncos back-end safety duel between Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson, one of the top in the National Football League. Kareem Jackson had a Pro Bowl-type season. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but you know what? That's why I'm here. I like to talk about these things. I love defensive play. Kareem Jackson taking it away from the Raiders. We started off this film review with some of the good plays the Broncos defense made. Now we got to take a look at some of the things we have to be critical of, some of the mistakes that Denver made. Now, there was a motion here from Henry Ruggs to the number 2 receiver, so now Jeremiah Atauchu is going to bump out here. This tells me that the Broncos are playing zone coverage here. There's no way they're going to put Jeremiah Atauchu in man coverage against Henry Ruggs. They're going to spot drop him. So Michael Ejimudi, he's up at the line of scrimmage, showing man with a safety over the top. Now, ideally in a situation, we've seen Vic Fangio, it places outside backers inside the slot and then blitz them, and then he takes man coverage responsibility. That's not the case here. There's going to be a spot drop right here, and Justin Simmons is going to play on the interior. This looks like a cover 3 play right here, and Michael Ejimudi Nelson Aguilar is too fast for him. He breaks his cushion. He gets behind him. I want you guys to watch top of the screen right there. He's playing to the outside, right? That's telling me he's playing zone coverage, expecting help over the top. Now, Kareem Jackson has to respect this guy coming vertical because this guy's going inside. Justin Simmons is going to have to stay on top of that. So this puts the Broncos defense in a position here. Here's Derek Carr, loaded back foot. You know he's going to arc it deep. Now, he's even, he's leaving, and that's exactly what Nelson Aguilar does there. As you can see, the separation. Kareem has to play over the top, as I mentioned, of Henry Ruggs. Justin Simmons gets over the top of Darren Waller. That is a good design here altogether by the Raiders against the Broncos to beat this coverage. And luckily, I mean, this is not a touchdown. Unfortunately, Denver, they would hold up, but those big plays through the air, this was uncharacteristic of what we know and expect of a Vic Fangio defense. Now, let's take a look at the defensive alignment. Obviously, they have Malik Reed playing right here on Jason Witten. You have 2 tight ends. This is 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, and then obviously you have your receiving thread here. But then you have DeMarcus Walker, you have Deshaun Williams, then you have 73, that's Sly Williams, and then you have Draymond Jones right here. Broncos trying to plug the run against Josh Jacobs, who hurt them in the last matchup. But then, bam, here comes a little bit of that play action. Bam, a deep shot here by Derek Carr. That's a nice football. And Derek Carr, you're going to see on this film, he throws several really good footballs against Denver. The Broncos defense on this play gives up a touchdown. This is a phenomenally thrown football by Derek Carr. Now, what we're going to see here, folks, the Broncos, they are in man coverage. As you can tell, Josie Jewell man alignment against Devontae Booker. Tachu's going to play the edge right here. But what's going to happen is you have this stack trips formation, and this is such a pain in the ass. If you've ever played DB, if you ever played the nickel, you ever played to the outside corner spot, it's a pain in the ass because there's so many different concepts, especially when you're in man coverage. So Will Parks, because he's in man, he's playing tight on number 2. And what Darren Waller's going to do is he's just going to step, release, and he's going to run a little bit of that vertical wheel route to the outside, and then you're going to have Henry Ruggs come across right here. That's going to keep the defense honest. So really you do have a one-on-one. There is some pressure here on third down that gets to Derek Carr, but this is just a well-placed throw, high and to the outside. Now, as you can see, Will Parks right here, he's hip for hip. Now, there's a little bit of a hand to the face right here by Darren Waller. As you can see, it creates that separation, but he's just going to throw this high, arcing, and to the outside, only to a spot where Darren Waller, with his size, can get it. That's not bad coverage by Will Parks. It's just unfortunate in that situation. Now, watch right here. You can tell man alignment. Now, watch this. You're going to see a nice little press. I think Will does a great job here. Bam. He's with him, and this is just, okay, I'm going to throw it high to the outside, live to see another day, and unfortunately, it's in that area. We call this area right here, if you can see the sideline, and you can see kind of in between right here, this is what we call the red line, right? If the quarterback throws it high to the outside there, it's very unlikely the DB is going to ever make a chance to, have a chance to make a play on that football. The Broncos on this play, they're going to give up a touchdown, folks. I'm going to show you the coverage concept. You can see a too high safety look here, but what's going to happen is Michael Ojemudia is going to play kind of that curl to flats. He's going to play that underneath coverage. Kareem's actually going to float over the top to that deep third. Justin's going to throw it to the middle of the third there, and then you have a one-on-one right here, man coverage, and then Michael Ojemudia, as I mentioned, is going to play that squat technique underneath. But what's going to happen here is I feel like Parnell Motley, he's right here at the top of your screen, right? This is third down. He's giving off coverage here, right? Because, look, here's the first down marker. You want to play off there. I feel like on this one, he opens up and he doesn't adjust his cushion. It's a little too late. Now, right here, he kind of opens his gate in a sense where he's already going to break even. Now, what happens is he does a good job recovering, phasing in, but you just got to locate the football there. There's some things about Parnell Motley. Look, just because he got burned, he got thrown into the fire, doesn't mean he's not going to be a good football player, folks. Young guys got to make mistakes, and that's exactly what he did in this game. He got reps, he made mistakes, he made plays. You're going to live with that. Now, here's something, right? Anytime there's separation, this receiver's already looking for the ball. It would be the common error you see with DBs is that they'll turn and look for the ball too. Parnell Motley doesn't do that because guess what? Why look for the football if I don't know where the man is? He locates the man first, he phases in on the hip, and he tries to make a play on the ball, right? He gets his hand there. Unfortunately, it's just a great throw by Derek Carr. Parnell Motley could have some tools to be a very exciting young DB. How much is he going to play in 2021? I don't know yet. The Broncos defense against the Raiders, late in that game, they look down, they look tired, and they look defeated. You got a guard pull right here to be the kick out. Everyone else is crashing down, and really, Michael Ojemudia right here, he misses an opportunity to squeeze it, right? If he commits inside, he can bounce outside, so he hesitates just for a second right there, right? Bam, because now he can't bounce it upfield. Now he's got to squeeze it down. He's got to attack that outside foot. He doesn't do that, and this is just a wide-open touchdown here for Josh Jacobs. I'm going to show you guys here from the other angle. It's a little bit more definitive as to what happens. But what you're going to see here, number 66, he's just going to pull, and he's going to be the kick-out guy. So keep an eye on Josie Jewell. He's doing whatever he can to be the anchor. Foster Moreau right here is going to block. Zay Jones is going to block right here. And then you got the kick-out. Now, because Foster Moreau's blocking right here, bam, there's going to be that right there. Creates a little bit of a hole, right? Michael Ojemudia protecting the sideline. So now what Michael Ojemudia has to do, because he's coming inside right here, he's got to close it down. He's got to shoot for this near hip, near foot, near hip right there. He makes an arm tackle. He dives. Bam. You can't do that. You can't arm tackle against a guy like Josh Jacobs. That's a touchdown for the Raiders. The Broncos give up a big-time play here. This is the Raiders' final drive. This is what allowed them to win the game. It was one of the big catalyst plays there, and it looks like the Broncos are playing some of that squat coverage, that cloud coverage once again. A too-high safety look right here. Obviously, you have a one-on-one over here, but what's going to happen is Parnell Motley, instead of, he doesn't backpedal. That's why he tells me he's playing this cloud coverage. He's playing the short, the curl to flat right here. But what's going to happen is Parnell Motley, he's inside leverage right now. On the snap of this play, he should be bumping up forward to the outside, hands on the receiver, not letting him to the outside. But when you're playing a cover two, any kind of cover two concept, this guy right here cannot get a free release to the sideline. This is almost kind of reminiscent of the Raheem Moore play, what happened against Baltimore, and I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to pause it right, bam. You see how he kind of just stops right here? At this point, when he's breaking, you got to step and you got to be able to be lateral, right? Get hands on, move laterally, right? Left to right. You got to be able to move laterally. Now, what happens is he flips his hips. Now, you can't make too much contact past 5 yards. I understand that here, but he's got a free release to the outside, at least stand in front of him, impede his progress. So what's going to happen is you have the crossing route here from Hunter Renfrow. You're going to have a vertical route, and then he's going to bend it inside here by Darren Waller. Now, what happens is Justin Simmons has to play the field. Kareem Jackson is eyeing anything coming across right here. Simmons has to play anything coming vertical, and so it looks like Darren Waller's coming vertical right here, so he has to respect this, which means that he can't focus his attention to getting over the top of the outside release here. That is an issue on this play. This is what we call a cover two beater. Now, because he's going to bow inside, Will Parks, who's playing that hook to curl right here, is going to pick up Waller. So that means that this ball is delivered on an outside trajectory, a cover two fade, and he's going to throw it, and he's going to find Zay Jones here. Justin Simmons doesn't have enough time to get over the top because of his play responsibility initially. You have to respect the vertical threat that Waller presents there. And so this is just something that Parnell Motley can go back and watch the film with Ed Donatel and Ronaldo Hill and get better. I mean, you have to find ways to improve on the tape. As you can see, look, his trajectory, he's playing that underneath. That's a Raheem Moore-like play right here. Zay Jones gets the ball past the 50-yard line, and this would be a catalyst for the Raiders' game-winning drive. This is the Raiders' game-winning two-point conversion. You know, unfortunately, I was thinking to myself, there's no Shelby Harris in this game, right? Because we saw almost a similar concept. Now, what's going to happen is Hunter Renfrow is going to be the guy that catches it here. Will Parks playing inside alignment, plays tight coverage here. He's going to run a slant route against sort of this pick here. He's going to have to come over the top, and the window that Derek Carr floats this football through, I mean, that's kind of a little bit of a tongue twister there, is amazing. I mean, this was a great throw here. Look, now pressure's coming in his face right here. Now you have Foster Moreau being that pick guy. Will's going to have to come underneath. And then I feel like this could have been called for an ineligible man downfield with Colton Miller, but obviously the ball is placed at the 1 yard line, so it's going to be very arguable. So now Waller's going to have the inside trajectory there. And then the throw here altogether, he's going to spot lead him right here. If Shelby Harris is in this game, I think Shelby Harris bats that pass down. But then Darren Waller catches it, 2-point conversion. I can't be mad at that coverage. I mean, I felt like that was a really tight coverage. Unfortunately, the angle, the pick route, I mean, it impedes your progress. This is a smart design here by Derek Carr. And we're going to take a look at it once again. I mean, getting his hands up right here, D lineman. And bam, just in a spot where he can get it. Will had to come over. So bam, he kind of takes an outside angle because he had to come over the pick route by Foster Moreau. Touchdown. Well, not touchdown, 2-point conversion. And unfortunately, that would do it for the Broncos in this game, folks. Hey, Broncos country, thank you so much for tuning in to this year's film review sessions on the offense, the defensive side of the ball. We're going to continue that in 2021. We're going to take a look at each game week by week at the offense, the defense. We're going to look at key players. But now the offseason has approached us, folks, and I'm always open to some film review ideas. Usually in the offseason, I'll do player reviews. I'll take a look at one specific player. I'll go back and I'll look at their season, look at some of the biggest plays, look at some of the things that they made a mistake on and maybe they need to improve. And then when free agency comes around, if Denver signs anybody, I do a film review on them. We take a look at draft prospects as well. But if there's certain games, certain things in games, certain plays that you would like to see back, we can do individual plays, we can do a series, we can do a lot of different things for the film review. Leave your comment suggestions down below. Looking forward to that. And if you want to do a one-on-one film session with me, if you want to jump onto a Zoom call, I can share my screen. We can look at a game, specific game, whatever you want. We can take a look at the film. I want to help educate a little bit more, for football fans. I feel like I try to do that here in these videos, but sometimes a one-on-one where you can ask questions as we do it, I feel like that would be very beneficial. So that's something I do in the offseason. And just a reminder, folks, even though the Broncos season is over, your Broncos coverage never ends. Every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I do a podcast every day called Locked On Broncos and your favorite podcast provider, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, and Spotify. So leave me your comments, suggestions down below on something you'd like to see this offseason when it comes to the film room and anything else that you may request as well. And I look forward to interact with you. It's been a crazy season. But look, Broncos Broncos fans, there's a lot to be kind of excited and nervous about. There is potentially some big changes coming in Dove Valley. We know new general manager will be named at some point. Joe Ellis said that more than likely he's not going to extend his request for a tenure as CEO after 2021, so the Broncos could have a new CEO, potentially a new owner. That clarification could come in the next year and a half or so. So obviously a lot of crazy things if you're a Broncos fan, but that's what I try to do, is try to give Broncos fans a lot of news and analysis and updates as to what's going on in Dove Valley. So I appreciate all of you and your interactions this season. It's going to continue even in the offseason, folks, so send me your suggestions. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that subscribe button here on the channel below. Let's get to 5,000 by the time the NFL draft rolls around.